Hi, good afternoon. It's Regina, Free from Fear here. I've tried to make this video like 10 times, okay? Having 6 children coming in and out is rough. But anywho, let's try this one more time, okay? Before I'm like, squash this. Okay, how is everyone doing today? I hope you guys are doing great. I am good. But I wanted to talk a little bit about patterns repeating in relationships, okay? Because I'm going through this right now. I'm very transparent. And if I can learn something, somebody can help me out, give me a little bit of advice, something, that would be fantastic, right? So, I'm still gonna run. So, okay, guys. So, right now, in my life, I'm going through this, right? So, you hear, oh, you're going to keep going through the same things until you learn, right? So I'm trying to understand right now, instead of getting upset, instead of not understanding, trying to understand what lessons do I need to learn right now? Is it me or what? So these videos really help me personally talk through what I'm going through, what I'm thinking logically and everything. They help me because I go back and watch them. So thank y'all for tuning in. Anywho, okay. Recently, with my present boyfriend, we've been getting into a lot of disagreements. And I'm hearing him say some of the same things in previous relationships have said to me. Such as, okay, let's be quite honest about it. Oh, Regina, you think you know everything. Regina, you don't listen. Regina, I'm the man. I'm supposed to lead, right? All of that good shit. So my thing about it is, I'm a whole human being with my own thoughts and my own brain and my own values and my own morals, all of that stuff. It already comes packaged in this body, right? So what I'm not understanding, am I just picking the wrong guys? Let me rephrase that. Because I'm not really picking anything. So I kind of like, life happens to me, right? And in 2020, I said, I'm not doing that anymore. We're not going to let life just happen to me. We're going to take an active role in participating in creating the life that I want. That sounds good, right? Like you hear women talk about a list of qualities and attributes they want in a man in a relationship. I've never made such a list. Have I ever thought about it? Yeah, I did. But honestly, I used to think, the things that I want in a man, I don't deserve. The things that I really want, the kind of guy I really want, I'm not on my shit enough to have. I really thought that way. I thought, I have too many children. Ain't nobody gonna put up with that. Right? I thought, I'm not together. I don't have a degree. I don't have this. I don't have a good job. I don't have that, this, and the third, And I was like, well, you don't have those things. You don't deserve a good man. You don't deserve to have, not a good man, but you don't deserve, this high quality man. That's what they say or whatever. And I really thought that way for a really long time. Like, I thought I had no anything of value to offer anyone. I just need to raise my children, stay out the way, all of that. But I also had very low self-esteem. I didn't think I was beautiful. I didn't think that I deserved a better life than what was already given to me. I grew up in a very poverty mindset. I grew up in poverty. We didn't have much. And I thought that was all I would ever be. Then I grew up in foster care. Been passed around through home to home to home, and no one really ever stuck until that last home, and I was already grown. And, that kind of does something to you. You're like, well, nobody ever wanted you, from down to the person who birthed you, right? So why would anyone really want you? These people come and they go and they come and they go, and that's okay. But like I said, this year I'm taking an active role in my life. I'm healing my traumas. I'm healing my past. And in healing my past, I have to take a hard look at myself as well. So relationships for me, the man-woman dynamic, female-male dynamic for me, would be kind of these guys, right, who come into my life, and I don't want to like discount who they are. That's not what I'm trying to do. But they have issues in their own lives that they need to heal as well. Let's just say that. And so they have their own mindsets on certain things too. And so I get into these relationships and I'm trying to understand, like, they trying to change me. I'm trying to change them. It just ain't. I'm a real stubborn kind of person when it comes to that type of stuff too. A lot of times I feel like I am who I am. Like, this is who I've always been. This is who I'm going to be. You know, kind of thing. And that's not always necessarily true, because obviously as I'm growing and learning and healing and evolving, I'm changing. But one thing about me that has kind of been there my entire life, like, I used to be a very timid person, very shy. Like, I never really stood up for myself. Didn't really say much. So I guess I just kind of internalized a lot of stuff. Now, I'm 31, I got 6 children. I can't sit around being shy. Can't sit around letting that anxiety, like, hold me hostage. Like, you have to be able to speak up, because if you can't speak up for yourself, how are you going to take care of them? How are you going to speak up for your children? How are you going to protect your children? So, albeit, in my male-female relationships, a lot of times I didn't know how to speak up. I was in school very, I like stuff like debates. I liked to challenge people's views, right? And I guess that kind of carried over into my regular life, especially with guys. And I think it was because I didn't have a father. Like, I never even saw a picture of my father until this year. I didn't even know what he looked like. So for me, men was like, you're not about to tell me what the fuck to do. I ain't never had no daddy. You're not about to be mine. Right? But also, in the same aspect, these guys I get with, or whatever, they talk about, oh, I don't let them lead. I don't listen. You don't listen, you know. It's like, okay, I'll let you do you for a minute. I'll see where your head is at for a minute. The type of energy you have. And if you show me some off shit, like, you don't even know where the fuck you leading me to, nah, I'm not gonna follow you. I've always been real nosy, like I'm always questioning everything. Because how you just gonna tell me something I'm supposed to just believe it? Like, no, that's not me. I don't even think that's anything about anything. That's not me, like, ever going to be me. I'm not just gonna blindly follow someone. That's like you blindly following that guy who told everybody to drink that poison shit and kill yourselves. Like, what the fuck type of shit is that? How can you possibly randomly believe that, oh, this person just knows everything? I'm sorry. I'm just never been that type of person. I'm that type of person that's like, well, why? Well, why I gotta do this? Well, where we going? So what you gonna do for that? That's me. Questions galore. So, right now, in my current relationship, we've been getting into these disagreements. And they're like, little stupid stuff. It's real stupid stuff. So I have to really take a step back, because I don't want to repeat this again. I don't want this relationship to say end, and I get into a different relationship, and it's the same shit. So I'm trying to say, is it me, or is it just I'm not picking people who are compatible with me? And like I said, I'm not even picking these people. These people just pop up, and then I'm like, okay, we can try. And no, I don't let everyone try, but I don't know. Like, I guess it kind of be the little persistent ones, because, you know, after I put off my little attitude, a lot of guys just go away. Like, oh, I ain't dealing with her. Okay. That pretty much weeds out a lot of folks for me. But then you got these guys who are a little persistent and they're like, oh, I like that. I like, because I'm real upfront in the beginning. Very sarcastic person. And I'll tell you that. And I find it's, oh, that's cool. You know, I like that. I like you debate a lot. And then I like the way you think. And then later on it's, oh, you always got some slick shit to say. But I told you that. I told you I was that way. And you was like, okay. So I'm not understanding the problem now. Right? And that's me. And it's like, and I get into the space where I'm like, maybe I should have just stayed alone, like for real. Why even try again? I should have just stayed my ass by myself. Because for one, I'm just not going to do what the fuck you say. And that's why I really be feeling like these guys want from me. Like my boyfriend recently told me, oh, it's my tone of voice and this. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because I don't have an attitude. I talk this way. I've always, like, I'm 31 years old and I've talked this way my entire life. And now you're telling me I need to talk a different way? No, that doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me. And then I'm all about fairness. I'm a very fair, equal, kind of person, right? So I try to make sure that things are fair and justified. You know what I'm saying? Like, equal. I like that. I try to make sure that our relationship is balanced. I'm very upfront. I'm very honest. And I learned that early on, because being not honest, lying, or keeping secrets or holding things in is a disaster. It's a recipe for a disastrous relationship. People blow up. It is horrible. I don't want that in my life. I want to live in peace. I want to be free to an extent and happy. And I want you to be happy. I do not want to be the cause of your unhappiness. So if someone is unhappy with me, by all means, I want you to find your happiness elsewhere. I don't want to be that person holding you. But I do have certain things that I want in my life too. And then it gets to where we're arguing about, well, you're not giving me what I want. And he's like, well, you're not giving me what I want. And it's like, well, then now we're at an impasse. So now we have to make a decision. And maybe it's best if we split our ways, cut our costs. Because I don't want to sour our relationship. I want us to still be cordial, because normally I usually, we have children together. The people that I've been with, I have kids with. And so it's like, I don't want us to be on super bad terms. I did that with my first child's father. We have 4 kids together. And we were on some really rocky terms for a long time. We're okay now. But for a really long time, we were on some rocky terms. Until I had to be like, you know what? It just is what it is. He's going to do what he's going to do. If he's in their life, great. I'm not chasing someone to be a part of their own child's life. I'm not begging you to do what you're supposed to do. If you don't, okay, that's fine. You have to answer that and know that I'm doing what I need to do. And our relationship is great. It's great. We don't argue about anything. We speak cordial to one another. I've never been the type of woman to hold my children away from their fathers. Like, I don't care what we're going through. We're not doing that. Now, my first baby father, he used to threaten me, like, I'm going to keep him. And that was, like, my worst fear, until I really realized, like, oh, he's not going to keep them. He can't handle them. And so I was like, you going to keep him? Oh, okay, do that. And then when I got that way, it was, nah. Right. So it was okay. It was like, okay, we're good. And I want that with all the fathers of my children. There are 3 fathers of my children. And my daughter's father, we're good. We're friends, actually, still. There is no, like, animosity between us. So now brings me to my current relationship. I have a son by my boyfriend. I don't want us to be on bad terms. If you're unhappy with me If you're unhappy in this relationship, then by all means, I want you to find your happiness. I never want to be the cause of you being unhappy. But I don't want you to be the cause of my unhappiness either. And continuously arguing and having these disagreements is really taking the energy up out of me. And so I'm just trying to understand, what do I need to learn? Like, is it me? Is it that I think I know everything? Because I really honestly don't believe I know everything. I don't like when someone's telling me that I'm wrong when I know in absolute truth I'm right. That's the problem too. Like, not that I know everything, but I do know some things. And it always boils down to that. And then, like, my first kid's father, he did this to me all the time. Like, would treat me like I didn't know anything. And that burnt me up inside, because I know I'm real smart. Very intelligent. And then, later down the line is, you know what? You were right, Regina. It's cool. You know, you made a lot of sense, honestly. I know I did. And so I guess it gets to this point where it makes me feel like y'all want a woman who just wants to help make you feel good. Like, it's all about, not even that make you feel good, because your partner should be making you feel good, but just agree with whatever you say. And that's not me. If I feel that I'm not in agreement, I'm going to voice that. If I feel that maybe we could, try something else, I'm going to voice that. And instead of you thinking I'm attacking you, or you have to defend yourself against me when we're supposed to be a partnership, like, that's crazy to me. I don't know. I'm just like, at this weird space right now. Like, maybe I should be alone. I don't know. Maybe I should, because this shit, it's starting to get real tiring for me. Because I'm like, what do you mean? What am I supposed to change about myself? Or is it that we just can't accept each other for who we are? So maybe you don't have the capacity to be what I really need. And maybe I don't have the capacity to be what you need. Because a lot of times it feels like these guys are looking for moms. And I already have a lot of children. I didn't want another child. I wanted a man. I wanted a man who was strong in himself. A man who, like, would, when there's a problem, like, you're a problem solver. We come up with a solution. We carry out that solution. Not a guy who's always getting upset at me for having an opinion. And maybe my personality is a little bit much for some. And that's okay too. Like, there are people who would like my personality. And it's not even that they don't like me as a person, because they all love me as a person. Like, I'm a cool person. I guess it's those tweaks that I have, like, speaking on things. When I have an opinion about something in my soul, you can't really break that with me. Like, when I feel strongly about something, I feel strongly about it. Like, no shit. Like, there's no room for you to, like, deter me from that. You know what I mean? Like, it comes with values too. Like, we all value different things. We all put, our morals are different. What's right for me may be wrong to you. Or what's right for you, I might think is wrong for me. And that's okay. But that's important too. Like, if we're not, on that same length, like, that's a problem for me. I see women all the time who are in relationships, right? And one is, let's use the presidents. One was Trump, one was Biden. But they say shit like, oh, we just don't talk about politics. What? The fuck you mean you don't talk about politics? That shit affects you. If you're thinking this way and they're thinking this way, and it comes to a point like like a situation about racism. You're with the man who thinks, oh, there is no white supremacy, there's no, white privilege. That's a problem. Like, there is definitely white privilege. You can't be with someone like, and those type of morals and values are so opposite, and you think it works, and you say shit like, oh, we just don't talk about politics in this house. That's like, oh, we don't talk about politics, we don't talk about religion. Okay? I'm not going to be with a man who believes in Jesus Christ, because I don't. I don't believe in that. I'm not going to be with a man who believes that a white man is going to come down and save us from ourselves. I don't believe that. Those are not things you can just sit there and say, oh, we just don't talk about that. No, what the fuck type shit is this? You're going to sit there with a rock over your head? So what do y'all talk about? The weather? If you're out here and you're seeing all your people getting killed, you're seeing all these black men and women getting killed from police brutality, but you say shit like, we just don't talk about that. But you think they deserve to get killed, and they don't think, they know that they don't deserve to get killed, and y'all are together, and y'all say, oh, well, we love each other. Love is enough. No, love is never a fucking enough. If you guys are not equally minded, if you guys are not on the same page, that is a problem. And that's what I found with a lot of my relationships. They end because of certain things like that. Like, one of my relationships was like, I don't believe there's a right or a wrong. Okay. But I do believe there's a right and a wrong. Well, it's just your perception. It is just my perception. It is. But that means a whole lot to me. If you think it's not wrong to steal from someone instead of working for your own, that's a problem for me. I don't want to be with someone who's stealing from other people. I don't want to be with someone who thinks it's okay to take someone's life just because they're upset with them. No, I don't want that. No, that's a problem for me. I don't want to be with someone who doesn't put their children, they don't think their children's important. No, these things are important. And each person has their own set of morals and values, and that is okay. But it should also be okay if we realize we're not compatible. And we should be able to easily and gently say, okay, we're not compatible in this aspect. Well, maybe we're not meant to be together, because certain things are just too big to ignore. And one thing about me, my personality, is not that I'm not willing to change who I am, but certain things for me, I don't want to change. I'm not going to change the way that I debate people. I'm not going to change the way that I think my mind works. The way that my mind works, I'm not going to change that, because I like my mind. My mind helps me a lot to get through a lot of situations. My mind helps me to see a lot of different aspects of people's personalities. I love that about myself. And if you think I'm argumentative or whatever, then I don't think that it would work. But I also don't want to be up here pushing my thoughts and stuff on other people either. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's okay. I'm not too woman enough to understand that I'm a human, that I make mistakes. But I also am a good gut. My gut tells me a lot of good stuff. And I follow that a lot lately. More recently, I listen to it now. I didn't used to listen to it. That got me in a lot of fucked up situations, But I refuse to ever water myself down again. So then it brings me to that question, like, what are we doing? Brings me to think, like, why the fuck are relationships so hard?
The baby's coming in here.
No, I'm trying to finish this up. Shut the door. Sorry. Children galore. But I just wanted to say that. Just my thoughts on today. I'm at this weird space. I don't know what's really going on. I don't know how we can overcome the situation, you know, and the relationship and everything. And hopefully I'm able to understand better. Thank you guys for listening. You are not alone. Have a great day.